Hey, welcome back to the award-winning 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl. We're going to be getting Laurie Montoya, the founder of Biker Down, on the line right now. Give us a moment. We're giving her a call. She's over in the beautiful state of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hi there.
Hey, what's up, Laurie? How are you?
Not much. I better turn off. I'm watching you guys live. I better turn it off.
No, then you can see you. You're on video yet?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Great.
Well, welcome back to the show, man. It's been, last time we spoke, it was on the High Seas Rally. As you can see, we got two new beautiful co-hosts from the Battling Betties. We have Pipple and April.
Love it.
Hey.
Thank you guys for having me. It's been a minute. I don't know how much. The High Seas Rally is still a little foggy because I think we were all having so much fun. But yeah, it's certainly great to see you guys, especially the pre-party that you guys were at, and just kept bumping into each other. And it's you really can't put into words to people listening if you haven't had an opportunity to do the High Seas Rally. You got to do it. I mean, it's what 2,000 people of our people, all on a cruise boat, just having fun.
Hey, Laurie, can I give you a shout out? This is 12.
Hey.
So I don't know if you were listening. I know you follow the show, but I don't know if you happen to be listening this day. We were talking to some folks from Motorcycle Club down near Katy, Texas. It's maybe a couple months back now. It was right after the cruise that we talked to them, and we were talking about when we sent a Sir Stitch doll down to a little girl who had lost her father in a motorcycle accident, and then had to have open heart surgery in December. And I want to make sure that people know your heart, because I think it's really important to what you try to do with Biker Down and how you interact with people. For those of y'all that don't know it, when we here on the 99, we found out about this little girl, 8 years old, that had just lost her father. He was a EMS. He got killed in a motorcycle accident, belonged to a club down in Katy. And we sent her Sir Stitch. That's how we got involved with it. Stitch and Mom sent us one, and it went down to her. And then when Laurie heard about this accident, this little girl having to have surgery at Christmas time, she immediately stepped up and reached out to the family and ensured that this family just had so much trauma and stuff going on, got a Christmas. And I don't know what all that entails, but I want to tell you, I thought then, I think now, that was a stand-up thing to do. I think it says a lot about you as a person, and I know Sideshow and I really, really appreciated that, and it kind of kicked off our relationship with you, your involvement in that. And I just want to make sure people knew that's the kind of stuff that you guys do. That's what your heart is. So I want to say thank you.
I can't thank you enough. You actually just gave me chills and a little tear in my eye because, as I normally tell people, Biker Down is not your warm and fuzzy charity. We're not kids, cancer, veterans, law enforcement, whatever your heart resonates to. But what we are is an organization that when a biker goes down, and they are at their most vulnerable moment of their lives. And so having a safe place to fall, having something for all of you that are listening, a resource to say, listen, I don't know what Biker Down can do, but give them a call. I personally answer every help request that is given because I'm scared to delegate that out to somebody. We've been doing it for 14 years. That program that we worked with you on, that is our Adopt a Family for the Holidays program. It's kind of our way to pay back the community. We do adopt families, injured riders that may in the fall are still recovering, and we make sure that no kid doesn't have Christmas under the tree. And I think what they got was a $250 Walmart or a Visa gift card, and love and support. And, we just don't want anyone to be alone. So it's a labor of love. And most people don't realize that 93% of all fundraisers in the biker community go outside of the biker community. So it kind of makes my fundraising and my efforts challenging. But I love the fact that our community is so giving. But thank you for that. It means a great deal to me every once in a while to get those little shots in the arm that remind me that everything I'm doing and saying is just not going out into cyberspace.
Oh, it definitely isn't, Laurie. What Biker Down does for all of our biker community is, when we look at, because this show, we talk to so many different people from so many organizations, and, excuse me, there are very few that really put the 150% effort in like you do. You are 100% dedicated to the biker community, and that's why we support you wholeheartedly in every aspect of what Biker Down does. We love what you do. We love who you represent, and we love your heart.
Thank you. People always tell me I have a heart bigger than the size of Texas, so I'm really honored for that title, but it's a labor of love. I mean, there's been times that it gets challenging. We had over 500 help requests this year.
Wow.
I probably talked to 45 families of fatalities. It's kind of like a trauma nurse. Every single morning when I wake up, there's a help request on my computer saying, and that person's world is turned upside down. And so we spend a tremendous amount of time working with motorcycle awareness. And, that's hopefully one of the reasons I love doing these interviews is to get people in that mindset of what does really motorcycle awareness really mean, because for years we have thrown it out to the cagers and the driving community to watch for us, and we still want them to do it, but clearly they're not doing it. Nationwide, we're just facing an epidemic of injured riders that are getting distracted driving, people running stop signs, drivers just not paying attention. But the big problem is that once that accident occurs is where the biker truly realizes how uninsured they are. And, again, I think we should all take every lawyer and throw them in the ocean with cinder blocks. And I know that we don't like them, but we also need to know what a true motorcycle attorney really is. It's easy to say you handle motorcycle accidents, but it's a very specialized injury, and it comes with a lot of challenges because we get profiled so much. So there's a lot behind motorcycle safety and motorcycle awareness that goes way beyond, do I wear a helmet? Do I not wear a helmet? Do I have a right to wear a helmet? It's wearing the safety gear that will keep you safe in the event of an accident. Yeah, it's a little bit more, but we just got sponsored by a company called MBT Clothing that makes street biker type of clothing to keep you safe. And so those are the things that when I get this kind of opportunity on this scale to talk to people, that's the things that you need. You need to make sure that you have uninsured motorists. I can't tell you how many times I am dismissed by people going, I'm covered. I don't need your help. Well, what do you have? Do you have full coverage? Yeah, I got full coverage. Well, you just told me you love your bike more than you love yourself. And talking about your talking points before of we are overwhelmed with astronomical number of people that are driving uninsured, no driver's license, limited insurance. So when you get hit and you're in ICU or you're getting surgeries, you're expecting that driver to have the coverage to take care of you. And when you find out they don't have insurance, or you find out they only have $25,000 liability because that's what the state only requires them to have, you're screwed, because that full coverage that you think is so great is only going to maybe replace your bike or fix your bike or pay off your bike.
Right.
So
and $25,000, maybe cover your emergency room stay. That's not going to cover any that's not going to cover any operations or rehab or therapies or anything.
Yeah. So spending a little bit more for $250,000, and that's what we standardly recommend is $250,000 of uninsured motorist coverage, because really $250,000, I can keep my nose above water, and I've got a good lawyer, and I've got insurance. And having, the other thing is that if you're a primary breadwinner in your family, and you have a wife and you don't want her to work, which is great, but you've got 3 kids under 8, and you're getting out there on a crotch rocket or a bike and you're balls to the walls, and then you get in an accident and you've got liability only on that bike and you have no life insurance, you have nothing. You have left that family in such a precarious situation that you won't recover. You'll be in bankruptcy. You're going to lose your home. Your wife is not going to be able to sleep at night because she isn't going to know, why we don't have these things. So, knowledge is power. And I think it's just as important as that cool piece of chrome or that pipe and everything else, to really sit there and say, listen, do I have something? Even $30,000 life insurance would give your family something, but it's not going to put your kids through college.
Right.
Through Biker Down, we offer a Biker Down membership that includes AFLAC. We've all seen the duck on TV.
And it's very
what does that AFLAC membership entail? It means that if I get in an accident, I get so much for the ambulance. I get so much when I go into the ER. I get $1,200, I think it is, when I'm admitted to the ER. I get $300 a day in ICU. You take a serious accident that you're in multiple surgeries in ICU for maybe, let's say 14 days, that's $4,200. Then you get $200 something for a regular hospital room. You get $100 a day in ICU. In the event of a fatality, you get $35,000 accidental death benefit. You lose a limb, you could get between $7,000 and $10,000, all for the price of $37.50 a month.
Wow.
So I tell people, if you're a little bit older, let's just say I'm 60, almost 61, but
what?
Say you're in your 50s. Yeah.
Damn, girl, you look good.
Whoop. That happens when you lose 80 pounds. But you're in your 50s and you smoke and you drink and you're a biker and you try to go get $50,000 of life insurance, you're probably going to be paying more than that $37.50 a month. So it's just vital that if somebody tells me you can't afford it, then you really can't afford to not have it. And that accident policy at work, if you can get AFLAC at work, that is probably short-term disability. That means you're going to get up to 6 months of your pay, not at 60% like other companies and things. So there's just things that people need to have, that any woman that's listening to this, that husband that rides, you have a responsibility to sit him down and say, what do we have?
Sure, because every man loves to be scolded by his wife about his motorcycle stuff. Honey, we're going to sit down and talk about your motorcycle insurance.
Yeah, and it's an awkward conversation to have, but it's more awkward and more distressed when you find out that you don't have anything. We're living in an economy where there's no health insurance, there's no benefits like the generations that we come from.
Right.
So we have to find that, and there are programs out there that you can get it based on your rate of pay. So just because your employer doesn't have it doesn't mean that you can't get it independently. And so those are just vitally important. And I'm not saying it would make my job a lot easier, because even if you're in a club and people say, oh, and my husband's in a club, and
right.
So they're like, oh, well, we take care of our own. Dude, you ain't got the money to take care of a brother that's got a $2,500 a month house payment, and he's got kids, and he's got 2 cars, etc. You ain't got that kind of money, and there's no fundraiser we're going to do in the world that's going to make someone whole. So if you love your brother, or if you love your friends in your riding group, or whatever you do, find that $37.50 a month, or get it independently, if and just have the stuff that you can go, dude, I'm good, I got AFLAC, I got I got short-term disability. I've got, oh my God, my husband's got life insurance. I can now spend the next 3 or 4 months grieving the loss of my husband or my wife and things. So it's just vitally important. I mean, Biker Down does a lot of amazing things. But if any of what I say today gets out there, is please, motorcycle awareness and safety begins with us.
Hey, Laurie, one of our listeners, good friend of the show, Homie, said to put the exclamation point on what you just said, and I quote, "Homie is a broke-ass nacho, but won't be without coverage. Still be expensive no matter what, and if I'm in doubt, ask me."
Well, Homie's wife went down on her bike, and she's still recovering.
Yeah.
And Homie, I don't know what your hospital bills were and the rehab, but I mean, when she went down, she broke bones, tore ligaments, and I know she's still recovering. This is almost a year later, and the medical bills still pile up. They still, and Laura, you hit it right on the head when you said, that life insurance or those policies kind of give you a little breathing space where you get time to grieve, because when someone's healing in the hospital, the worst thing you want to focus on their healing. You don't want to go, oh shit, are my lights going to be turned off? Is my water bill due? You don't want to worry about money. So what Laurie's saying, man, and she sees it throughout our country. She hears the stories. She is not fabricating anything. She's telling you. She's shooting straight from the hip to say, hey, listen, this is what you need to be protected. Please be protected. She hates to hear these stories, and she hears them every single day.
Yeah, if you're taking a Starbucks every day and you're then going on a bike ride and you're having a $8 beer and a $4 Fireball, you can frickin' afford it.
Yeah.
I mean, you really can't. If you've got a beautiful Harley shirt on it, you can afford it. If you're going on the High Seas Rally, you can afford it. And, and again, I'm not judging what people do, but these are the realities. None of us want to have insurance. None of us. I mean, I look at what my husband and I spend for our vehicles, toy hauler, house, business. We're looking at $1,400 a month, and
just
it kills me every single month. And I've had the Biker Down accident policy since we were founded, and I have never used it. But my husband's used it twice, and through our business, we have the short-term disability through Aflac, and he's used that twice. But we would have had a really tough time. And even if you have the residual income, even if you've got the money at home, why spend it? You've got to give up maybe a Starbucks, maybe an expensive burger, just a little bit. $37.50 a month is nothing compared to what we
you said it right off the bat. It's a Harley shirt, because you can't get a Harley shirt for less than $37. You walk in a Harley, it's a C note right off the bat, and then you're just coming out with
HD $100. But I'm just saying, even on clearance, you're going to spend that. But our lifestyle is one that we have. This is an expensive sport. I mean, yes, you can buy a $5,000 bike and get on there and go and things like that. But what I'm saying is, in general, we're eating out a lot. We're doing a lot. I'm just saying, just prioritize a little bit.
Right.
As I said, there's tobacco motor wear, but MBT clothing sponsors us. I understand a pair of Kevlar pants for $250 sounds ridiculously stupid. But when you go down and that road rash eats up your jeans, because you're probably not riding in weather like we do, where we've got the leather chaps and things like that, you're going to love the fact that you've got those $250 jeans on, right. And they've got the armor in it and things like that. And you can still look as cool as you look when you're wearing your Wranglers or your Levi's or whatever and stuff. So it's really just prioritizing, budgeting. And, again, here's another thing, and people will hate that I'm saying this, but there are services out there called Emergency Assistance Plus. And my friend Dazzlin and I kind of got on that. Is one of the biggest things that people get when they ride is they get life flighted to the hospital, because we're riding in these remote areas, right. And we may get ambulance to a small hospital, but then we want to go to Dallas where they have the best trauma centers and things like that. That could be an $85,000 life flight that your health insurance is not going to cover.
Wow. Yeah.
And yeah, if the guy's got $1 million umbrella that hit you, yeah, you could probably get reimbursed. But there's a company called Emergency Assistance Plus, and there's a whole bunch of other companies out there. I'm not plugging them. They're just who I got through AAA for $167 a year. And this keys into the high seas rally too. They will life flight you home. They will life flight you to the hospital. If you go down in Daytona and your wife needs to get to you, they will pay for your wife to get down there.
Wow.
If you're traveling internationally or on the high seas rally and you rupture something in Cozumel and you want to freaking get to Miami or to the U.S., they will bring you home. And they will all, if you're on a road trip with your RV, they'll get your RV home. It is probably one of the best $167 for my husband and I to spend to have that kind of assistance. It's really crazy cheap in relative to things.
But I mean, how do you breathe so much easier now that you go out? When you're out, you breathe easier because you know that you're covered.
Yeah. You're on the high seas rally. My mom got sick on that cruise we took after the high seas rally, and she was freaking out because she had not bought the medical on the cruise. She had not bought that. She knew better than everybody. And when she was getting really sick, she's like, I just need to get home, and how are we going to get you home? I mean, she had like a $2,500 medical bill from the infirmary on the cruise ship.
Wow.
I mean, it was crazy. So having that kind of insurance and things like that. So it's just, it's risk versus reward. Like I said, we're older, things happen, and you get sick and you just want to get home. So, just motorcycle safety and awareness begins with us.
Covering the unpredictable.
It's covering the unpredictable.
You never can plan anything. And the fact that it is affordable, I mean, I was a single mom and even getting health insurance, I'm like, but knowing that it's like under $40, I mean, that's so easy to do. And
just think about it. We are older, and just tipping over on the bike after a few drinks, you're going to sprain something. It's going to hurt.
I'm going to have
you walk in those heels.
My muscles are sore the next day.
It's going to hurt.
And getting back to her having family is that I don't kind of promote it on Biker Down, but we have 2 bikes, 2 riders. But you can also get a family plan through our Aflac rep through Biker Down. That if you've got kids that are playing soccer and football and basketball and all these things that you probably are at the emergency room several times, you're not going to get monumental checks from Aflac for an ER visit, but you're still going to get more than what you're paying in a premium. So I think that family plan is like 60, 65. It's almost the same as 2 bikes, 2 riders. So what I always say is sign up for it. I don't sell the Aflac. I get nothing from it. I have an Aflac rep because that's the insurance side of the membership. You're just getting it through our association. But, you talk to them and say, listen, I'm doing it for me, but what about my kids? And then we'll just upgrade you to a family plan. And then, every time the kids are hurt, you're going to get, like, here's an example. I'm from Colorado and we have Red Rock, which has got all these steps. My grandson decides he's going to hop down instead of hop up, and at the time his mom was selling Aflac, and he's in the ER. He goes, hey mom, how much do I get for this ER visit from Aflac? Let's split it. And just having that extra money, to maybe pay a premium, pay for prescriptions or something like that, it's invaluable. And if the kid really gets hurt, you're getting paid for blood work and surgeries and x-rays and all above and beyond what your insurance carries. And that's really pivotal. This doesn't get paid to your hospital. This is cash money that's paid to you, tax deductible, for you to do anything you want with it. And those are the moments where I can keep my nose above water. So really, really important. So hopefully I'll have all of you sitting at that table with an application in for the Biker Down membership, because currently I don't have any of you on there.
Well, all right. Well, we will make sure. I can give up a Harley shirt.
And with that,
did you want to say something?
Well, I was seeing something in here. I'm trying to keep up with all the stuff that's coming across my feed. It's Tripp's birthday, so you know what we have to do.
Oh, well, we'll sing happy birthday right after we do this.
Hey, Laura, I did want to say in regards to what your point there, one of my brothers on December 4th coming home from the club party and a patch party. Had a girl talking on her phone, turned left in front of him, trying to cut the light, and he spent from December 4th to last week in the hospital, was in ICU for 2 weeks. Bike was totaled. I don't know what the status of his insurance coverage was, but when you see firsthand, and it happened right there at Rowlett Road in 66, when you see firsthand the leftover of it, and you know all the surgeries that he's had to have 3, you know that bill
pricey.
that you were
That's gonna be
talking
pricey.
about. It's got to be close to 20 grand a day.
You bring up
to
the
be
girl
in
on
there.
her cell phone, and Laurie, I just want to plug because you showed me that commercial. I saw that commercial that you were in. All right, so you brought this up in the beginning of the conversation. Girl turns in front of you on her cell phone, or guy, girl or guy. I know I was already getting a dirty looks. Why does it got to be a woman? Because you're Yentish. Blah, 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 blah. So it's very important to get the proper motorcycle attorney as well, correct?
It is. Absolutely.
Now, I don't know if you want to promote who you just promoted.
Well, I didn't promo anybody because I know that you're sponsored by Law Tigers.
No, we're not. No.
I thought Law Tigers was
We are
No.
not.
Listen, I'm not a fan of the big commercial law firms, and I know they are not fans of me because of what I say. I want people that are, I don't care if you're a biker, because I know a lot of lawyers that are shitty, or a lot of bikers that are shitty lawyers. I want a Harvard litigation, somebody that isn't afraid of insurance companies. I don't want billboard lawyers.
Right.
I'm not about that. I want, when my Biker Down members go to one of the lawyers that I recommend, I want to know that when they call, everybody in that office knows their name. They're not a number, But listen, it is what it is. But motorcycle law is very different than automobile accidents, because you get a witness that goes, well, that bike was going really fast. Well, how do you know? Well, it was loud. Well, my bike is loud when I start it.
Right,
So
right.
I'm just saying you need someone that's very experienced. And there's a law firm in Dallas, the Larson Law Firm. And I, if anybody's interested, they would do a free motorcycle insurance review. That's the other thing that's super important is if everything that I said today resonates with you and you'd like to get an insurance review, you can email me at office@bikerdown.org. We will send you a confirmation that we got your request, find out what area you're in, and recommend that you speak to either an insurance agent or a motorcycle attorney, because the person who can tell you just how uninsured you are or underinsured you are is somebody that's going to sue on your behalf. So we have a lot of attorneys that will do free insurance reviews. And I just want to make, again, knowledge is power. And these cases don't settle quickly. So you're looking at 6, 9, 12 months. Of course, an insurance company is not going to settle with you right away, no matter how clear cut it is.
Right.
That's really in the scheme of things where insurance abuse is at. And people don't realize that every case is assigned a law firm to do insurance defense. I personally worked for them for 12 years. They will milk that case for $5,000 a month for 9 months to a year, and then they'll settle it for what they should have settled it in the first 3 months. And people don't also realize that when you're seriously injured, like 6 months, you're recovering until you are completely recovered and a doctor releases you. Your lawyer cannot get you anything. He can't even really start the demand letter. So people get really mad at motorcycle attorneys or lawyers. Well, they're not doing squat for me. Well, you're not done being treated yet.
Right.
So you've got to plan for that long haul. And that's why Biker Down really tries to help be that middleman, of here's the insurance companies, here's Biker Down, accident scene management. You need to be trained on what to do in the event of an accident. And then having really good board certified motorcycle attorneys that are more than just taking a picture in front of a bike. And I vet all of our law firms, and I don't have 25 of them because I don't need 25 of them. I need 5 to 10 really good ones that will do what I expect them to do as a paralegal, that knows the law, that will talk to these people even if they don't have a case, and will give them advice, that will give them a soft place to fall. And I promise you, the big law firms, even Morgan and Morgan or any of those, you call and just need someone to talk to. If you don't have a case, they got no time for you. What you need is people that care about the motorcycle community, and
So,
we try to
Laurie?
provide you a resource for the best.
So what you're saying is that, with no disrespect to the aforementioned group, there are other firms out there that will operate in a very similar, maybe more personable manner, that aren't the big chain style
Big box
firm,
companies.
big
Yeah.
box,
Right.
that kind of thing. We know a few. We actually met. Sideshow and I met some on the cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the key there, right? If I'm hearing you right, is kind
Absolutely.
of shop
Like
around
here in
and
Las
look.
Vegas,
and,
you guys know I'm here in Vegas. I've been here since November, because we have a chapter out here. We work with a law firm called Full Throttle Law.
Yes.
They are small, they're intimate, meaning you come in. They are bikers, but that's not really the most important. But his law firm does family law, criminal law. It does, a personal injury. When you get a law firm like that, you're not farming. Oh, they do probate. So let's say you have a biker here that passes away. Now, a lot of law firms, big box and small, will go, well, you need a probate attorney. Well, no, with Full Throttle Law, you just need to hire Full Throttle Law. In Colorado, in Denver, we have Scott O'Sullivan from Rider Justice. I've worked with Scott for 13 years. I give that man more referrals of people that he can't help because they don't have the right coverage or the person's uninsured. But Scott still calls every single one of them. He still will prepare them. We need to prepare you guys for what you're about to go through. I like the smaller, more intimate. I don't want to have to call and reintroduce myself 12 times. I want to call and have the girl go, oh, hey, John. Yeah, no problem. Let me get Scott on the phone for you. Hey, Scott, John's on the phone. I want that, especially when you have a wife that's traumatized and she's gotten this thing in a letter and she doesn't know what to do with it and blah, blah, blah. It's hard. And a lot of times people will say, well, I'm sorry, I'm only doing your personal injury.
You want an Aaron Brockovich of the biker world is what you want.
In leather.
Here's
In leather.
I won't mention his name, but there's an attorney here in Texas that advertises everywhere, and he's well known for this implement that he refers to himself as this particular implement. And,
Okay.
I got in an accident. It was a pretty good accident, so I went to him, right? Because you believe
What you see.
the advertisement
Yeah.
has credibility, and
You believe the billboard.
Yep, you believe the billboards, and I will tell you, things are not always as they seem. It's a mill. They actually did quite well for themselves out of my accident. I didn't
Sure.
do all that great. And it really matters, folks, when you get in an accident, whether it's an auto accident, motorcycle accident, that you find good representation. You got to find people that are willing to Aaron Brockovich it, right? You got
that
that'll
know
go out.
that they're going to take
Brockovich
that they're going to take control of your case,
Exactly.
and they're not going to farm it out, like you said.
And you're
you
not
don't want to
just
be
a
part of
name
that
and a number.
You don't want to be part of that puppy
And they
mill.
understand the bike community too. Because a lot of times when you are a biker, you come in and they're like, it's probably your fault or something. I don't know. I'm just being stereotypical. And so like having a smaller firm that understands or is more hometown, they'll look at you like a regular person and they understand what you need and what you get done. You are a working man. You could be whatever profession, but you're a biker.
Right.
Don't treat me like I'm just a biker.
I mean, Scott rides very little because he had someone that passed away. It was one of the reasons 25 years ago he got into it. But, I also want to know how charitable that firm is back to the biker community.
Right.
Because when you tell me, and I'm not saying that the couple big box ones here in our community aren't charitable, because they are. What I'm saying is like in Colorado, you will see Scott at every, sponsoring, attending, taking time out of his day, not having representatives that are doing this in the booth going, yeah, take as much as you want. I want people that will engage, will talk to you, will establish that relationship with you. And it's just really just so much more important. I love the Aaron Brockovich, because I've had too many people tell me I know just enough to be really dangerous. And,
Yes.
but I've also been doing this for 14 years. And so sometimes somebody calls me and goes, I'm really upset and Scott hasn't got me my money and and Scott or whoever. And I'll go, well, what's the problem? And they're like, well, I'm dying out here. And And I'm like, dude, listen to me. You drove with, limited liability. She has insurance. You're not done being treated yet. He can't do it. Sometimes just hearing from someone else,
Right.
I get what you're going through. I know you're freaking out. Let's see what we can do. Having another resource, and I work very well with them. And sometimes they do get busy, and I can call, and Scott will always take my call. And I can say, Scott, listen, Joey is just freaking out here. What's going on? And with their permission, he will talk to me and say, Laurie, I can't do anything until the insurance company gets back with me. And so I think it's a really good triangular of communication between the law firms that I work with. And there are other people out there that claim to help injured motorcycle riders, and you will find that all they are is a referral link to lawyers, which is good, but they don't help you. These people are desperate. They're lost. And they're like, oh my God, and I'm trying to tell this woman whose husband's in a coma, listen, I need you do you have a house payment? Yes, we do. Okay, you need to call the finance company and you need to move 2 or 3 payments on the back end of the note. You need to ask for a temporary hardship. Any biker out there that owns a home, you need to call your mortgage company and find out if you have that temporary hardship option.
Because not all mortgages have that, right?
Pardon me?
Not all mortgages hold that hardship
I
clause.
don't think all do, but let's just say, someday, by the grace of God, interest rates go down again. I'm just saying, knowledge is power, and knowing if you have a temporary hardship option on there. Sometimes if you have that option, they will move to payments summarily, but temporary hardship could get you more than 2 months. I'm looking at getting you some relief for the next 60 days. And, do you have car payments? There's a lot of people that have a bike payment and 2 cars payments sitting in the driveway. You can call those finance companies and tell them that you've been in an accident. You need to move 2 payments on the back end of the note. You take 2 car payments and 2 house payments, for 60 days, I've saved you probably $2,000 or $3,000 that you don't have to come back.
Depending on where you live.
They're not forgiving it, but they're moving it to the back end of the note.
Hell yeah, depending on where you live. And like you said, knowledge is power. And Laurie, that's one aspect. The high seas rally is another aspect. But you also, correct me if I'm mistaken, you also give biker safety courses, correct?
We do what we call accident scene management, and we host them with the help of our sponsors, our motorcycle law firms. It is a program that's done through Road Guardians and Vicky Sanfilippo, and I want to make sure I give a huge shout out to Vicky, because she's definitely a road warrior biker chick. But I believe that it is so important that anyone who rides, whether it's in a group, in a club, in a setting, or anything like that, have a trauma pack in their bike. We have those in our store on Biker Down, because the whole reason that Biker Down was founded was when a girlfriend of mine went down, and we had 3 rain gears, 5 sets of sunglasses, 1 water bottle.
And a partridge in a pear
Not
tree.
one person had anything to render proper first aid. And then people are, she's in a barbed wire fence, and they're like, don't move her. Dude, we got to get her out of the barbed wire fence. We've got to learn how to stabilize her. If she's not breathing, we need to get the helmet off so that we can start CPR. How do you properly remove a helmet? How do you properly roll someone over on the side to check to see if they're injured on the back? This is you have to give up a Saturday. or Sunday. You have to give up a full day. It's a full course. Our sponsors offset some of the costs. We can get it for about $40 for a rider. We provide breakfast and lunch. We can have them in anywhere in the United States. And if you email again, office@bikerdown, I will give you Road Guardian's link. But we can do them if you have a group and you can get 20 people. 15 to 20 people, I will get you the sponsor.
Hey, here's a thought,
and
Laurie.
I will even
Wow.
come.
Here's
Awesome.
a thought. Some of the guys making comments on here from the UK were talking about how fire departments over there can train people like the road captains or whoever might go.
Yeah.
I know our good friend Sea Dog, he had like a level 1 trauma kit that he carried in the back of his three-wheeler. He had everything in there, including an IV bag, quick clot, all kinds of stuff. Plus,
Those are big life-saving things to have.
life-saving things, yeah. And
Yeah, I mean, what normally our class is really just to teach you how to keep them stable until EMTs arrive. I mean, I work a lot with the combat vets. I was very fortunate 3 years ago to get to go to their national convention, and they were eating up these trauma kits because they were very combat medic tailored, and they had the right things. These are starter kits. They're $50, and they're going, oh no, I put tampons in there and I put this in there. I mean, having just the right thing, saline to wash the wound. I always tell this story. I was at Sturgis and a gal went down. She was on the back and we were making a turn into one of the parks. And she, had shorts on, bad move, but she got tons of road rash. So I'm off the bike because I'm not your blood and guts girl, but we salined and got all the gravel out of her thigh, and then put burn cream and antiseptic cream, patched it up, and off we went. The next morning, I expected to see this scab thing like she slid into second, and it wasn't infected. It was great. So, it's not always about just, these horrible accidents and things like that, but certainly, just having the knowledge that you can help someone until EMTs can arrive, how to properly secure the scene. People all the time think, okay, well, we'll put these 7 bikes all around the biker. Well, you've just created 7 targets. So it's easier to take one of those Boy Scout, those silver blankets, and know how to properly lay it out, how to properly get 3 people to roll the body on their side, put that blanket underneath, and inch that injured rider off the road. So these are all the kinds of things that you would learn in the class. If you go to our YouTube channel, we've got tons of videos that we've done over the years. But it is a great program. It is sponsored by Road Guardians. I want to give Vicki another plug because without her, but don't misunderstand me. Stop the Bleed, CPR classes. I think if you're going to take on the role as a road captain or ride in the back to take care of everybody, you need to have that basic knowledge. But I think everybody should have it because you could be rolling with your husband and roll up on an accident. Being able to pull that trauma kit out, and maybe you don't know what to do with it, and all of a sudden a nurse comes by and you've got everything there that they can render. Cold compresses. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. So
Yep. Yeah. Now, before we let you go, Laurie, because I know you are very busy. Our listeners, you can get these trauma kits on Biker Down website.
Yep, you go to bikerdown.org and you'll look on the upper right and it'll have a store link. And I'll get on and put one on the front page so it can just take you right to it. But yeah, you go to our store on there and just type in trauma and it'll come up. They're $50 and have everything that you need to be a very good starter kit.
That's
fantastic.
Great. Yeah.
If anybody wants, we also offer those ICE emergency cards that I've always talking about. If you have a group, the ICE emergency cards are really valuable because if you're in the event of an accident, EMTs will take you. They'll take your wallet, but they won't know who you want to have called. They won't know what your health conditions are, what blood type, are you an organ donor? You could literally sit in the hospital as they'll know your name, but they just won't call 411 anymore to try to find your house. They'll wait for someone to contact you. You can also get ICE emergency cards for free. You just have to pay the shipping. So we've got some great stuff on our store. This shirt is our new Biker Down motorcycle awareness shirt for the ladies, and we wanted to do something cool for the women.
Fantastic.
For the ladies.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop,
Anyway,
whoop.
thank you guys so much for having me. And
Thank you.
next time I won't go long, and we can talk about the High Seas Rally, because we have you and I and our admins have the #1 High Seas Rally, largest group of cruisers, and we're about 1,800 strong. So
Hell yeah.
we're really making a difference.
I can't wait to see you again on the High Seas Rally coming up October 26th through November 2nd. Listen, we have a code 99 that we use, but for all your supporters and all your listeners, Laurie, give a shout out on your code that people can use your code as well.
Awesome.
Oh, it's just Laurie Montoya. I keep trying to get him to say Biker Down or just say Laurie Montoya, because to be honest with you, what I'm doing in our group is everybody that registers, that joins our team, I'm going to split the proceeds with everybody that donated. So we'll do like a fancy dinner, we'll do an excursion, we'll do something together as a group. And the other thing that I'm trying to negotiate with High Seas Rally is we're going to try to get them to let our group bring back the door contest.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
To do a door contest, because you know how everybody decorates, and then
Yes.
we're also talking
they
to
can
them
find their way
about
back.
doing a some sort of bike show online where you can submit your bike, and then we can have like the cruisers have their own type of bike show. So before the cruise, and then we'll narrow it down to like the top 3 or 5 of each category, and then so we're hoping to really do some more things with them. And I promise this year not to do the belly flop contest. I can't beat Vinny.
But you did have a great costume. You were the best looking one up there. I'll tell
Do
you
you
that.
know how many people thought I was really pregnant?
Oh,
It was just ridiculous.
Did you
I
belly
couldn't believe
flop
it. They're like,
pregnant,
no,
like
no.
fake
And I'm
pregnant?
like,
I mean,
so after I got done, I pulled out this belly, maternity thing, and started squishing all the water out. And they're like, oh
my
thank
God.
God you're not pregnant.
oh my god.
Well, Laurie, man, once again, epic. Thank you so much for joining us here on the 99. Enjoy your stay in Nevada. Tell your husband we said hello. Can't wait to see him again on the High Seas Rally. And once again, thanks for everything you do for our biker community. Go to bikerdown.org for all your needs. And if you purchase one of those trauma kits, you won't regret it. What's up,
$50
Holland?
off.
And just real
Okay.
quickly, we want to give a shout out to Shannon Daslin too for all the timely information. As Laurie was speaking, she was typing it in there. Thank you for that, Shannon.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Shannon's my best friend and my biggest cheerleader, and I love her to death. And she helped me adopt almost 30 families this year in Las Vegas. So she's a rock star. Shannon, I love you. And Chomper, I couldn't do it without you. So God bless you guys. Love you.
Take
and
care.
thank
Love you
so
too.
very
Thank you,
much.
Laurie.
Bye, Laurie.
Thanks, Laurie.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, Laurie Montoya from founder of Biker Down, man, doing so much for the biker community. Go onto the website, go through it, support her, help her out, and she's got the knowledge.
Get one of those trauma kits.
Hell yeah.